Today's homework is on decimals and fractions. Okay, so the first thing we want to be able to do is to convert these decimals into fractions. Okay, so I'm going to do again the highlighted yellow ones, and then you're going to do the ones underneath. So to convert a decimal to a fraction, you need to think about its position on the place value line. So this would be our place value scale. So we have hundreds, tens, units, then we have our decimal point, and then we have tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. Okay, so if I was to place 0.9 on our place value line, the 0 goes in the units, we've got our decimal, and the 9 goes in the tenths. So if I was to represent 0.9 as a fraction, I would put whatever the fraction is from the place value. Okay, so the 9, the last digit, is in the tenths column, so it's going to be tenths. So this is the same as 9 tenths. Okay, so 0.4, we do the same thing, 0.4, so it's in the tenths column, so it's 4 over 10. The next one, if we were to do this one's different. It's 0 in the units, decimal, 0 in the tenths, 2 in the hundredths. So the last digit of the number is in the hundredths column, so that means it's over 100. So this is 2 over 100, and then the next ones would follow suit. So these are all 2 digits, so they'd all end up in the hundredths column. So 12 over 100 and 99 over 100. Okay, so you try the ones underneath. The next part is to partition it into tenths and hundredths. Okay, so we need to think about what the tenths would be. So the tenths is the second number, isn't it? Okay, so there would be 4 tenths and 7 hundredths. So that's how we would write that. Okay, this one would be 6 tenths and 1 100th. Okay, the next one, we want to add these tenths and hundredths in decimal form. Now, you can think about it in the way that I've just done it on the number line, if it helps. So you've got your units, your decimal, your tenths, and your hundredths. Okay, so if I've got 0.2, that would be here, 0.2. 0.02, 0.02 would look like this. And if I was to add those together, you could add them in the column as they are. So we would start on the right hand side, so we would add the hundredths, so I've got 2. Then I would add the tenths, 2 add 0 is 2. I've got a decimal, and then I've got 0 and 0, so it would be 0.22. Okay, so this one, if I was to line them up, I'd have 0.5, and then I'd have 0.06. And to add those together, yeah, we start on this side, so 0 adds 6 is 6. 5 adds 0 is 5, and then we've got a decimal, and then 0. Okay. On the next one, it's the same idea, but it's a takeaway. But we have to be really careful with these ones because it's not quite as simple. So there are 2 ways in which we could do this. We could do this in the column subtraction way, but you're going to have to do some borrowing. Or we can figure out how we would get up to the next one and then count on from the digit we're taking away. So I'm going to show you both ways, and you're going to decide which one you want to do. So we're going to line it up in exactly the same way as this one. So 0.2 take away 0.02. Okay, so here we've got an invisible 0. Okay, now when you're coming to do this takeaway, we haven't got anything there, so we can't take the 2 away, so you'd need to borrow. So you'd go to the 2, we'd borrow 1 from it, so it becomes 1, and that 1 makes this 10. Okay, so then we've got 10 take away 2, which is 8, 1 take away 0 is 1, our decimal point, 0 take away 0 is 0. So the answer to this one would be 0.18. Okay, if you wanted to do it the other way, so we'd be starting on 0.02, and we'd need our number line to go to 0.2, and we'd have to figure out how we would get there. Now the easiest jump in the middle here would be 0.1, so we know that this is 0.1 from there to there, okay, because it's gone up 0.1. Now, if we were on 0.02, how many would it be to get up to 0.1? We'd have to go 0.03, 0.04, 0.05, 0.06, 0.07, 0.08, 0.09, and then it would go to 1. So we've got to do all these little jumps to get up to here. So how many is that? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 jumps. So it's going to be from there to there 0.08 jumps. Okay, so what we've got is these two numbers, and we would add them together. So 0.08 plus 0.1 gives us the 0.18, which is the same here. Now this might be a little bit too complicated, so it's entirely up to you how you do it, okay? So the next one, we've got 0.5 take away 0.06, okay? So this would be 0.44. So you can have a go at these and just double check that your answer matches mine, okay? We've got, this one's different. So I'm going to do this one in column because this one lends itself quite nicely to column subtraction. It's not as complicated. So what we've got here is 0.45 take away 0.3, okay? In this bit here, I'm going to put the 0. 5 take away 0, we can do that because it's not the wrong way round. So our answer would be 5. 4 take away 3 is 1. We've got our decimal. 0 take away 0 is 0. So 0.15. And the last one, 0.58 take away 0.5 would be 0.08. Okay? The next ones are what we're going to find what the arrow is pointing towards. So the first thing you've got to do is you've got to figure out the scale. So to do that, we need to work out, there's always going to be 10 little jumps in between. But we've got to figure out what those jumps are, okay? Because this is tenths, these are hundredths in here. So the next one along would be 0.31, 0.32, 0.33, 0.34, and so on, okay? So we can easily figure out the numbers that the arrows are pointing to. So this first one is, as I've labelled it, 0.32. This one here is the one before 0.4. So if we count along, we're on 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So 0.39. Okay, the next one, 0.4, 0.41, 0.42. And then the last one, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. 0.48. Okay, I'm going to whiz through the other ones, and then you're going to have a go at the questions.